Hey everyone, I'm Kaylin and welcome to Coastal Carolina Living. In today's video, we're taking you on an exclusive factory tour of Cashion Fishing Rods right here in Sanford, North Carolina. Founded by Dr. Matthew Cashion in 2010, Cashion is dedicated to creating American-made fishing rods with unmatched durability and performance. Their mission emphasizes uncompromising value and top-notch customer service, all grounded in Christian values like humility and integrity. We'll dive into the behind the scenes of how they build their rods, crafted using cutting-edge material and technology. Cashion's carbon fiber blanks are designed with meticulous attention to detail, ensuring exceptional sensitivity, lightweight design, and durability. Each rod passes through a rigorous 33-point quality control inspection, guaranteeing you receive only the best. If you're looking for a rod that excels in sensitivity, durability, and performance, Cashion has you covered. Join me as we dive into the world of fishing rod manufacturing and discover what makes Cashion stand out in the industry. So grab your gear and let's get started. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more adventures.
My own world of make-believe.
But yeah, we'll kind of start front to back. Up here is our assembly team. This is where we're going to do really everything from putting all the reel seats, the grips, wrapping it, packaging, all that fun stuff. So this is when it really starts to look like a fishing rod. There in the back is going to be a little bit more the industrial look to it, where we're building the blanks. So, but basically what this is going to be is, in the times of old, we would have the mud hole hand wrapper, like with the little pedal, and we genuinely would have like a little string of people, and we'd all just be sitting here doing them by hand for a lot longer than probably I'd like to admit. Super cool. What's cool about the way we do it now, you still get the touch, you get the craftsmanship, but we can pump a few more out, and kind of doing all of the guides at one time rather than taking the thread and doing the stripper guide and then doing the transition. Like, it was make you go cross-eyed. And we'd pump out 100 of them a day. Like, it was nuts. But what's cool, and I'm going to jump on this side, is the neat part about this is where in times of past, like I said, it was one at a time. The cool part about this machine is that we can kind of set it up to where, now there's still plenty of setup. I wish we could just hit a button and then one popped out and was done. But we're going to set it up, place each of those guides on there in the correct place that they need to go. We get the thread right, and then we pretty much hit go, and it'll do them all at once. So, so super neat the way that we do that. So this part's pretty cool. You can see there's a lot of our inventory, our stock, and then these are going to be kind of where the blanks come up to. These are really cool in that once they come up here and they're sitting here, they're ready to go. They've already been QC, they've been loaded up quite a few times. They're good looking, they're ready to go. We're looking at everything from the consistency of these ridges to the straightness of the blank to, is there a strong backbone on there? Before they come up here, somebody puts their hand from start to finish on these. We've counted about 35 times. They're getting loaded, and I'm talking, they're getting torqued probably, I'd say 5 or 6 times before they come up here. From consistency to power to make sure the action's right, make sure the lengths are correct. I mean, there's a huge long list that they check through every day for every blank. That way we can worry about it up front, and then once it gets built, we can say, hey, go have fun. It's good. So once they come up here, that's when we're going to be pretty much ready to start putting the actual components on there. So this is when it starts to look like an actual fishing rod. We're putting the reel seats on there. We're going to put the grips on there. This is when we're going to actually fix everything to it to lead it up to getting wrapped and epoxied, of course. So that's what these guys are working on here. We're marking the handle lengths. The biggest name of the game over here is consistency. We want every single model to be exactly the same. We want all your handle lengths to be right. We want the guide spacing to be right. We want the reel seats to be right. It's everything. So at this point in the day, they've already had everything marked. They already know where all the reel seats need to go. They know where all the grips need to go. They know the correct handle length. They know where the backbone is. They've got all that marked. So now they kind of do that in the beginning, and now they're just going crazy getting it all adhered to the blank. So 90% of the way. So the blank has been built. They've already marked, hey, where does the reel seat need to go? What's the handle length? Where do all the guides need to go? Where's the backbone? Where does my decals need to go? Which decals? They put all the correct decals on there, and then they've gone as far as to get all the guides wrapped on there in the correct place. The guides have gotten straightened with the backbone. So this is like, we're ready to rock. The only issue is that if you try to take this out and fish with it, you're gonna pop each of those guides out because they're not sealed, they're not epoxied. So everything over here is ready to go for the final step before we do our quality control. So all these that you see here, these guys are ready to grab, and we call it finished epoxy here. I like to say seal, just because people kind of understand why it's so important. Is these decals are going to come right up if you don't seal them. The guides are going to pop out because there's nothing holding them on the blank. So this is going to be really the last step where all these guys are doing it by hand. So what's super cool is we'll jump into the clean room and you get to see firsthand just the focus that these guys have, how locked in they are. It's incredible. Griffin over here is painting it for all, I mean, that's the best term I can give you. He's got a little paintbrush and he's literally painting it on there. He's sealing that split grip up. The carbon fiber blank underneath that epoxy kind of illuminates in the sunlight. You can really see the individual fibers, which is really, really neat. He's literally painting each individual guide on there. Every guide that you see, like I said earlier, every guide, every decal, every piece of epoxy on there is done just like this. This is when you get that really cool craftsman's touch, when you get the individual attention to each rod, and even more than each rod, each guide. If something's up, something doesn't look right, these guys jump on it and we get it fixed. So this is the artistic touch for sure. And then you can tell each of them are rotating. They've got to roll out for that cure cycle so it doesn't drip. So these rods are going to sit here overnight and just turn ever so gently, ever so slowly. But the cool part is the buck does not stop here. Once they're done rolling and everything's cured up is when the quality control begins. So I wish I could say it was super simple, but it's very in-depth, very, like I explained earlier, we're looking at every single piece to the point where we've got a guy to where all he does is QC for all the rods. He'll say, I don't know about this guide, and I look at it and I'm like, are you sure about that? I look at it a little more and I'm like, oh, good thing he's the QC guy, wow. But yeah, super cool. And then once they get done here and QC's done is when they go back up front, get counted out, go into inventory, and then sold to whoever. These guys will crank out more than we need per day, which is great because we do sell these to like Mudhole Custom Tackle will sell these to custom rod builders as well. So you've got high density foam, carbon fiber and fiberglass, and then these are going to get dyed. These will get sealed up as well, and then these will sit here to cure. They'll get cut, cleaned up, and then they're ready to go. So another really cool, unique thing that we do that a lot of people don't, that again gives us another hand in quality, another hand in consistency. He's very used to, unfortunately, me saying, Gavin, wait, and then he pauses, and then people take pictures, and then he goes. But this is a raw carbon fiber blank that just got rolled. He's actually writing on, like this is by no means ready to go, still needs to get cured. So we use another grade of carbon fiber for reinforcement on some of them as well. So what's cool about that is that while all of these are running unidirectional, there is some we call it pre-preg, it's pre-impregnated with an epoxy that actually will hold it together horizontally as well. And then depending on the blend that we use, you've got some side-to-side reinforcement just for functionality to keep it all together. And then once it does get baked and cured in the oven, all of this will, and it's not, I hate to use the term melt because it's not melting together, but it's going from this pliable kind of gooey mess to a hard, rigid carbon fiber. A lot more what we're used to seeing. We put there's a tape that kind of, once it's on that mandrel and it's ready to go, ready to get cured, there's a tape that actually constricts it and holds it all together while it gets cured. And that's where that actual ridge comes from, is that tape going like just spiraling on there. And that's what these guys are working on after they roll it. Like that's what Jack's got right there. He's got one that just got wrapped. So that's where that ridge comes from. It's actually from the tape that's on there. The tape does get removed, of course, but the ridges stay just because this is a pliable material. So what he's working on is getting that ready to go, and then when he starts that up, you'll see where those ridges are from. It's super cool.
This is the tape.
Yep, there's the tape, and then you're going to see once it gets on there why it's all ridged up. So there goes the tape, and that's how your ridges start, just like that.
Awesome.
Yep. So this tape gets removed, of course, once it's cured, but like I said, the ridges remain just because that is pliable at this point. Just gives you a cool look, a cool finish to it. So
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything.